and welcome to the Podfather Podcast. I'm Ryan Yeager, along with my co-hosts Lucas Davis, Sammy Hensel, and Seth George. With us today is a very special guest, Mr. Tim Kelty, the head principal at Austintown Fitch High School. On today's show, we will be taking a look back at Fitch High School and some of the ways it has changed over the years.
Before we begin, let's pause to thank our sponsors, Pringles. You don't just snack them, you stack them.
So, Mr. Kelty, thank you for taking the time out of your very busy day to come in and talk to us.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys doing this. It's exciting to be here. Again, thank you. I just want to say, hey, before I say what I'm about, I'm a proud 1986 Fitch graduate. From there, I went on to the United States Army, served in Desert Storm, came home, and went to Youngstown State University, where I pursued a degree in education. I had a great role model mentor at the old Austintown Middle School. His name was Chris Flotto, Coach Flotto. So I just wanted to emulate him because he was just a great person, and Fitch was great to me. That's why I wanted to give back. So thank you.
That's great to hear. What made you decide to leave the classroom to become an administrator?
You know what? I honestly didn't have any aspirations to be a principal. I was asked to do it. I thought I could do it because I coached before a lot of football and baseball, and to me it was just an easy transition to do it. So I went for it, and I love it. I like it a lot.
Yeah. What position have you held so far when you did become the head principal at Fitch?
Before I came back home to Fitch, I was in Youngstown City Schools. From there, I was here at Fitch High School. At one point, I became Woodside Elementary's principal down on Elmwood there in Austintown. I was at Austintown Elementary School, and now I'm back here at the high school.
Nice. So we know you are a proud Fitch grad who now runs the show here. How does it feel to be the head principal at your former high school?
You know, I'm extremely proud of it. Although the faces and names have changed a lot, I'm still proud of our school. It's still the same. There's a lot of great marquees here. The staff is wonderful. They're great teachers. The coaches, it's a great building. It's a great place to be. Again, I want kids to enjoy it as much as I did, along with my friends, and it's very much a proud point in my life. It is.
Awesome. Let's talk about some of the differences in the past versus present here. First, what do you feel is the biggest change in academics or the school day in general for kids today?
You know, I'm very proud that there's a lot of electives, more serious electives, and the choice that you kids have. We could start off here by this podcast that things like this didn't exist when I went to school here. So the technology has driven Fitch to become what it is now. There's AP courses, there's CCP courses, and that's extremely important because Fitch now is trying to reach all kinds of different ways for kids to learn. Back when I was here, it was pretty much one or two ways. You went to Fitch or you went to the Career Center, and there wasn't that many offerings. And I think Fitch has really transformed itself into the 21st century of doing really, really great things for you guys. So proud of that.
Nice. So how has technology impacted kids' ability to learn and teachers' ability to teach? What are the pros and cons?
Well, that's a great question. You guys kind of answered that when I came in here. You're kind of tired from watching video games all night and things like that. But you know what? The world today is Instagram and Twitter and those type of things. And that's important. It serves a purpose. We didn't have those things back in the day. So again, that technology is very instant and instantaneous. And I mean, that's concerning to me because instead of going to a library or looking something up, it's at the palm of your hands now. You could just look it right up and get that answer instead of driving and investigating and looking into it and finding out firsthand what it's all about. So that's a good thing and maybe not such a good thing sometimes.
What courses and clubs were popular when you went to Fitch? Which, if any, clubs did you participate in?
When I went to Fitch here in the 80s, I played sports. baseball, football, a lot of football, obviously, but the groups, we had an Italian then. We were an Italian club and Key Club. We also had like a ping pong club back then. So we did a lot of fun things. Not that there's not here. There's still over 45 different clubs here now at Fitch. So it was fun. It was a lot closer. The world was a lot closer then. I could speak that I really didn't know anyone from Poland or Campfield, and my whole world was Austintown. I had everything here. My friends, the clubs, the sports, and we never ventured out from that. So we were closer back then, I believe.
All right. What types of courses or clubs would you like to bring into our school? Or if any that you would like to take away or finds that kids would no longer be interested in?
Well, I'm not too interested in taking things away. I don't like that way of thinking of things. I think today, Fitch, it's way more accepting of different people, cultures, and way people are brought up. So I wouldn't want to take anything away. I'm very proud that since I have been back, we've added like the ROTC program and a couple other programs that we want to bring here that are exciting for kids. We want to develop more deeper into STEM and those activities. But I think our facilities are attracting a lot of kids to participate. If you look at our facilities, our school or our stadium and those things, there's a lot of our baseball field. Look how beautiful that is and how great it is. I mean, some of our facilities, it's better than some colleges, small colleges. So I'm just hoping that kids find something, they find their knack, they find their groove, and they jump in it and go for it and have a great time, because you can find that here at Fitch. You really can.
So, you played football when you were a Fitch student. Did you play any other sports? What was your greatest accomplishment as an athlete?
I would say, no, I didn't play too many other sports. I tell you, our population of Fitch back then was extremely larger than it is today. I graduated with almost 700 kids. Right now it's a little over 340. So you think of that across 4 grades. There was a lot of kids. There was a lot of competition. So if I didn't play another sport, it just, you couldn't do it. You just tried to focus on one thing, because there was just a lot of participation from kids, which is a great thing, which brings out the best in everyone. So what was the other part of your question? That was a good question.
What was your greatest accomplishment?
Oh, thank you. You know what? I'm not going to talk about something that I personally did. When I was on the field with my friends, that was the greatest feeling to me. And how I could back that up is we still talk, and it's been 35 years since we graduated. When you play together and you train together, and maybe you lift or you do calisthenics and all those things together, you develop such a strong bond with each other. And I've just never had that. Even though I was in the Army, Fitch was always my home. They were always my best friends, and that's what I love about it. So we had some great games together. I remember some important games with each other, and that's what's important to me.
How do you feel sports, being a student athlete, has changed over the years of Fitch?
I think it's become more personalized. There's a lot of extra training that you could go do. You could get lessons, or you could, you have Coach Wedding. We didn't have a trainer, a physical trainer then. We just had our coaches coaching us. There's more specifics with sports today. I'm extremely proud of how far our girls' athletics have come with softball and basketball. I mean, it's improved so much that it's actually good to watch. It's a great game for them, and that's how much it's changed. I'm sorry, is the training and the commitment, I would say.
Well, Mr. Kelty, that sounds amazing. Unfortunately, we are out of time. Thank you, Mr. Kelty, for coming in to speak to us, and thanks to our listeners. Tune in next time for another episode of the Podfather Podcast.
And one more thank you to our sponsor, Pringles. Go out and check out the new mushroom-flavored Pringles, only out for a limited amount of time. You don't just snack them, you stack them.